Do I look old to you?
No. Yes. How old?
Older than I am. Older than 27.
No. 27 is old, though.
I do think 27 was the first time I ever heard anyone. It was like up until 27, everyone says, "You're so young, you've got so much time." And then all of a sudden you're 27 and everyone's like, "Well, you should probably figure this out." And it was like it happened overnight. And I felt like it was just I was sort of just echoing this idea of it's the first time in your life when you're not young.
What do you do?
What?
What do you do? It's such a stupid question. I thought I'd ask it.
Oh, no, I'm a lawyer. What do you do?
That's such a stupid question. Just kidding. It's kind of hard to explain.
Because what you do is complicated?
Because I don't really do it. I'm a dancer, I guess. Francis and I are in the same company. But Rachel's in the main company. I'm an apprentice. Hopefully a touring company soon.
Dancer really does have a time limit in the way that athletes have time limits, and the expiration is kind of in your mid-20s, and if it hasn't happened by then, it probably won't happen. And I think one thing in the film that we explore is that there's not a time of being a choreographer has a much longer life, but that being a dancer in that way is you see it ending.
Things are really great. Rachel and I have a really cool apartment. Or Rachel does, and I'm staying there for 6-ish weeks. 5. Right, 5, yeah. But everything's kind of up in the air right now. I like being alone.
It's almost like it's the romance of practicalism, we don't normally think of compromise as romantic, or grand or heroic, but, I think for human beings, it can be.
I want this one moment. It's what I want in a relationship, which might explain why I'm single now, haha. It's kind of hard to... It's that thing when you're with someone and you love them and they know it and they love you and you know it, but it's a party and you're both talking to other people and you're laughing and shining and you look across the room and catch each other's eyes, but not because you're possessive or it's precisely sexual, but because that is your person in this life. And it's funny and sad, but only because this life will end, and it's the secret world that exists right there in public, unnoticed, that no one else knows about. It's sort of like how they say that other dimensions exist all around us, but we don't have the ability to perceive them. That's what I want out of a relationship. Or just life, I guess. Love.
In some ways, the idea of a coming-of-age story is something that happens again and again and again throughout your whole life, and that's why I think they're so universal, is because they happen at all these different points, that at pretty much any age you can think of, you're charged with the task of shedding an older version of what you thought you should be or what you want to be, and deal with what you actually are, or what's actually in front of you.
Essentially, that's what anybody goes through throughout their lives. I mean, I think it's a kind of essential psychological and emotional struggle for human beings is who we are, who we think we are, who we want to be, versus who we are, who we're becoming. And it's not like it goes away. Relationships change, life changes, and even as we mature and think we're kind of in our lives, which of course we are,
Yeah, I
Okay.
hope so.
Roger that.
I have to
From
say
plans.
a film by Greta Gerwig. Yeah.